created a version of myself that was powerful and successful and loved and beautiful in the body that I am in now.
What would you say to Kathleen 2 years ago?
Wow.
I was making $3,000 a month in my online business when I started studying law of attraction. And here I am $15 million later in just under 2 years in a beautiful academy to help purpose-driven entrepreneurs create success in their own lives.
The dollar amount is just a reflection of the impact that we have made on this world and how many people we've been able to help through courses, programs, masterminds, live events. And that leads us up to the Bahamas, where it was all coming together beautifully and things shifted. It was horrifying. I'm somebody who's always thinking about the future and the bright side and the fourth dimension, and there was none of that. But I have come out of this now just absolutely knowing without a shadow of doubt, even more than I knew before, what I'm here to do. It was all part of the plan of preparing me to be able to help more people. Tomorrow starts tonight. This is one life. We are only here for a short time. I only have infinite number of opportunities. I only have an infinite number of moments to experience the wonder that is this life. And I'm not going to waste a moment of it any longer.
Good morning, everyone. How are we feeling? That video gets me every single time. I try not to watch because if I watch it, I get all emotional and then I have a hard time talking to you all. So I try to cut myself out. I'm like, no. But it's just so beautiful because it's a beautiful video that shows the story. And we're working on a new one because the story has changed in such a beautiful way. And it's changing quickly. We are absolutely in a quantum leap right now in this moment. We're all aware of it. We know it. We feel it. The energy around it is so powerful and beautiful. And we're so happy to share that energy with all of you. And so what I hope you get from this is that it is all energy. It is all vibration, everything. And especially when it comes to business, when it comes to money, when it comes to being open to receive, it's all energy. And when you learn to have your energy create what you want instead of what you don't want, this is where the true magic will happen. So being on live on Zoom is going to be the most powerful way to help you to calibrate your energy, your frequency of vibration to mine, to ours, to the rest of the collective, to the group here. If you are streaming on YouTube, it will do it too. Trust that. But on the Zoom, it is a little bit different. And I'm going to talk about why that is. But if you are watching on the Zoom, what I would say, not Zoom, sorry, YouTube, what I would say is, think like you're on the Zoom. Get on if you can, but if you can't, think like you're on the Zoom and engage in the YouTube stream like you would in the Zoom stream. So what happens here on Zoom, which is so beautiful, is I'm actually looking at hundreds of people's faces right now. I scroll through, I look at everyone I see, I pay attention. Hi, Joy, she's waving at me. I pay attention. So I've got like 27 pages on here of faces that I'm going through right now. And so what that does for me is that allows me to actually tap into and feel the sense of community that's here on this Zoom right now. Whereas a stream on YouTube, I can't see anybody's faces. So that's why I will not do it that way. I will not just stream to YouTube or some other platform. I want to be here. I want to see you. I want to feel you all. And in these moments, I am an open channel. So what that means is that there will be things that are meant to be said. There are things that are meant to happen. There are reactions that I'm meant to respond to that I can't do if I can't see you and I can't feel you. So it's just all about me feeling and tapping into your energy. So thank you for showing up. The ways in which you will get the most out of any of our live events is to be in the spirit of the event.
So the more you can be here, the more you can be present, the more you can give me your focused attention, your time, your effort, the more you will be changed over these 2 days. You could physically be here. You could be here, you could be listening, and you could be taking some notes, but you cannot be fully in the spirit. So being fully in the spirit is to say that these next 2 days are for me. They're going to change me. I'm going to listen. I'm going to grow. I'm going to ascend. I'm going to go within. I'm going to allow myself to receive what I'm about to receive from this collective, and have an open mind and trust you will be changed. Many people are having frozen videos. I don't know, not me. So my connection seems to be really good. But if something changes, you guys let me know. But I think I seem to be good. Okay, a lot of people are good. Hop out and then come back in. Yeah, try that. I've got 2 days of some beautiful content for you guys. There's a workbook. Okay, so the workbook is a way for you to embody what I'm going to talk to you about. I can sit here and I can talk to you, and you can watch all the YouTube videos in the world, and you can gather knowledge and you can gather information and you can put it into the conscious mind. But until you start to think differently, see yourself differently, feel differently every day, and behave in a different way, nothing's going to change. You'll be the same person. So I don't want that. I want all of you to walk away from this and go, oh, I'm completely different. What happened? What did you do to me, Kathleen? That's what I want you to say to me. What did you do to me? Because that's the transformation. That's the growth. So we have a beautiful 2 days. We are going to be here on Zoom from 10 a.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. Eastern today and tomorrow. The workbook, we will drop it into the chat right now. I think we emailed the workbook out, don't we? I don't know that. No, it doesn't look like anybody is saying that they've received it emailed out. So I don't know. But if we don't, we will add that to the next, event. But it's here on Zoom. So where you can get the workbook. We're dropping it in the comments here on Zoom. Any member of my team can give it to you. So my team will have reached out to you. They will have welcomed you to the live event. They would have emailed you. We also send out text reminders. So you can respond to the text reminders as well. Also on YouTube. So on YouTube, you will see in the description of the notes of the replay, we've put the workbook. We've put it in so many places. You'd have to really be working hard not to find it. That's how I want it to be. So if we didn't email it out, we'll email it out next time. But also, I don't approve the workbook until probably the day before the event. And the reason for that is because I don't teach from a plan, I teach from spirit. So I can't tell you exactly what is meant to be said until very, very quickly before that. So just have patience and know that you'll find the workbook, you will get it, and it's all working out for you in your favor. So there's 2 days of questions in the workbook. We're going to guide you through a process here. Tomorrow I will do a guided visualization to start us off. So that will be tomorrow. Are we frozen? No, you guys are not frozen at all to me. No, everybody's good. So maybe Zoom is just a little finicky today. Maybe Zoom's finicky. I seem to be okay. I don't know if the YouTube stream is okay, but seems to be fine for me. So I'll just keep going. And if you need to, if this isn't working, maybe try YouTube, hop over to YouTube, but I would prefer you on here. Universe, I would prefer them on YouTube, on Zoom. So can you just sort out your glitches? Thank you. I'm so glad it's working really well now. I'm so glad no one's frozen. Sound is perfect. Everything's working out. I want to introduce you quickly to my team. So we've had a history over the past 4 years of some people that say they're on my team and will reach out to people and all those things. No. If they're not on Zoom with me right now, they're not on my team. So these are the members of my team. We have 2 new members of my team that some of you maybe know or don't know. Robert is new on the team. Shauna's new on the team. So we're really, really excited to have them here. And then everybody else has been with me for a little while here. And what I will say is the people that are alongside me on this journey are growing alongside all of you. They are doing the work. They are asking the questions. They are studying the material. They are in this and they are manifesting. And so there is nothing that they can't support you with or help you with. So don't be afraid of them. They're very, very kind, loving, passionate, caring individuals. And they are only here to help you step into your greatness. So don't be shy. But what I will say is, they were messaging me last night just saying how many of you are booking consult calls with them, how many of you are reaching out to iron out your goals. They're saying how inspiring your visions are. And then also Jesse sent me a beautiful message this morning about how many of you are saying that simply watching the YouTube channel is transforming you. And I think that's really, really beautiful. So I'm grateful, but do not hesitate. Please book your call with a member of my team before their calendars are completely booked up and you won't get in. But we have so much to share, and this can be as transformative as you would like it to be, truly. So thank you, team. The other thing that I want to start us off with, which is going to be a new habit for me, is to begin with a prayer. I got introduced to prayer by Mr. Eric Bigger. He is a dear friend of mine, my personal trainer. He is coming to Manifest Toronto to make a special appearance. And he is a very, very important and powerful part of my journey. He supports me in a lot of ways. And I'm really, really grateful for him. But the first time that he did a prayer for me after a workout, he brought me to tears. And it was so beautiful. I'd never had anyone pray for me before. And I'd never done a prayer myself, actually, in the way that he does it. I've been praying for the past 4 years, but I hadn't prayed in the way that he prays. So the way in which I really like to offer a prayer is in a way that was inspired deeply and heavily by Neil Donald Walsh. So I finished my one-on-one mentorship with him a couple of months ago, and that 4 months that I spent in his energy and in his container was very, very powerful for me. And in conversations with God, God says through Neil something very powerful. He says, to offer a prayer is to actually say thank you and to not actually ask. Because if you truly have an absolute faith and knowing that God will deliver, that everything you desire is already done, you don't even ask, you just know, you just say thank you. So in Happier Than God, which is one of my favorite books, he has a beautiful beginning prayer. So I always modify it for you guys, but I think it's so beautiful. So I will just read this in my own little way, and we will begin with this beautiful prayer of thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this live event, for this life, and for the wonder of this moment. Thank you, God, for bringing all these beautiful souls with me today, live on Zoom, on YouTube, and for those watching the replay. I thank you, God, for allowing me to be a vessel to teach, to share, to live, and to grow, and to assist the collective in what you are asking us to do, which is to rise. Thank you for everything that has ever happened to me, God, is happening now, and ever will happen. For all of it has produced the perfection of this next breath and the glory of who I am now going to be. So thank you. Let's chat about Manifestation Meets Business. This is a beautiful event because so many times we want to serve, we want to influence people, we want to support people, we want to make a difference in the world, but we aren't quite sure how, or we aren't quite sure how to do it in a bigger way. And so I feel this calling to serve millions of people through this work. And when I first said that out loud, it sounded a little crazy. It was like, who do you think you are? Like, why would you want to serve millions of people? Why would you want to make that difference? Like, why do you think you can, Kathleen? Who do you think you are? And the more that I started to study myself and I started to study this work and I started to really, really realize just how powerful we are when we co-create with God, I really, really started to realize that the desire for me to serve millions, to help millions of people through this work, isn't actually coming from my ego, but it's coming from my soul. It's coming from the soul's desire to empower others in the collective. And even when I look at my life and I'm like, why was I able to do this? Why was I able in 4 years to build almost a $30 million business and help thousands and thousands of people? We have clients, we have Diamond Academy family members in 50 something countries. Like, why me? Because I'm an open vessel to serve and to answer the call to good, which is teaching through this material. And so once I realized that, it's why me, so that I can learn how to do it to then teach you all to do it. So what I have done over the past 4 years is I have taken the principles of manifestation, I've applied them to business. I've applied them to a vehicle and a vessel to which I am open to receive my abundance through in exchange for the service of others. And this is the key to it. So there are a lot of people out there that are going to teach you manifestation, and they're going to teach you how to manifest sums of money coming from the ether. And they're going to teach you how to manifest the love of your life in this moment, or to manifest that dream house and whatever else. But I'm here to help you manifest serving the world, to help you really making an impact, and you stepping into and allowing what makes you so powerful, so beautiful, so unique, to be able to impact others through it. And through that, yes, you will grow and you will become different and you will transform and you will have a better human experience while you are here. Yes. But it is in your ability to serve more people, your ability to see your value, your worth, to see your impact, to know that even you being on this Zoom in this moment right now has a purpose. You on here are impacting the collective group. If you were to leave right now, something will be different. So this is where I want you to see how important you are, how powerful you are, that you are meant to be here, you are meant to do this, and you are meant to listen. Even being on this Zoom right now, on this YouTube stream, watching this replay, finding me on YouTube, finding me on Instagram, none of it was done by accident. You placed me here. You placed me here through intention, maybe consciously or unconsciously. You might not know why, right? So if you aren't quite sure and you're like, how did I get here? You did it unconsciously. But I am here placed in front of you. You are here in this moment because of you. You did it. There is something in you that knows that you are made for more. There is something in you that really, really strive and is driving for something bigger, something better, something more expansive. You're expanding. I'm going to talk about the art of expansion tomorrow. It's very powerful. The art of expansion is to live in a state of expansion. That is how we are meant to be. We are not meant to constrict. We are meant to expand. So when people comment on my physical body now, I have a beautiful answer for them. I get a lot of, oh my gosh, you've gotten so skinny. Oh, you've lost so much weight. You've thinned out. And I go, I've actually expanded. It's actually an expansion, not a shrinking. And so I just want to correct that. I am actually allowing myself to step into the fullest expression of myself, remembering who the heck I am. And my energy is just expanding. My capacity to receive is expanding. And yes, my body is starting to reflect this expansion. And maybe it appears like it's shrinking or getting smaller, but what does that even mean? What does that even matter at all anyways? Nothing at all. You will realize that if you haven't realized that already. So this work paired with business is the way in which you are going to step into your passion, your purpose, your calling, and serve more people. So I'm not going to teach you during these next 2 days how to be unemployed, how to not help anyone, how to just collect checks. That's not what this is about. This is far more than that. This is about service. Lead, love, serve. This is the work, which is very, very important. So manifestation meets business. I actually have a program called Modern Mentor. And that was a channel, that program was a channel. It has 8 manifestation lessons and 8 business lessons. And actually, when I first built this course, when it first came through me, I thought, okay, it's got to be called Manifestation Meets Business. But when I actually looked at it as a whole and I stepped back, I was like, wait a minute. It's actually about being a modern mentor. It's actually taking old information and modernizing it. So this isn't new. We're not discovering this. We're remembering it. So we're modernizing it. And mentorship is a way in which you serve the world by leading others. Not coaching, but mentorship. Coaching is very, very beautiful. It's very, very powerful. I can coach people through things. But to actually lead as a mentor in this world, it is a heightened level of understanding. It is a heightened level of identity, and it allows you to step into that mentorship piece, which is different. All of us are leaders. Every single one of us are leaders. Yes, we are also followers, but we lead first. We lead our children, we lead our friends, we lead our family members, we lead people in our business, we lead students if you are a teacher, a coach, a nurse, whatever. So in every way, you are leading. And if you don't see that, then you are unconsciously doing it. And so when we can tap into the consciousness of, yes, I am leading, and yes, I have influence, and yes, I have a power, and there's a way for me to use this power to help other people tap into their power. I think there's a quote in my book, The Best of Yourself, that says, me being aware of my power and tapping into my power allows you to see and tap into yours. But if I can't see my own, how the heck am I going to light the light inside of you? You can't. So this is the expansion and the growth for you to step into and allow yourself to become that. So what I decided to do is to take the Manifestation Meets Business, the quick little 2-day workshop, and give it here for free, which it was a paid program last year. But we're offering it here for free. A lot of the reason is because we had so much interest in the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel went viral a few weeks ago. It went from 9,000 subscribers to almost 30,000 in 3 weeks. Took me 4 years to get it to 9,000. So when I say it's all about energy, I want you to really feel that. I made shifts in my identity. I gave the YouTube channel a little bit of thought, didn't change anything, just gave it some thought, and boom, it just went viral like that. And so I thought, with all of these people that have come into the YouTube channel now, I want to give you an opportunity to really embody this. Not just watch the YouTube, but really embody this and do the work, get into the spirit of it, and allow yourself to transform. So today I'm going to specifically talk about the difference between spirit and the mechanical. So this is very important for manifesting success in business. I'm also going to talk about identity and why identity is so important when it comes to business. We do have an interview. So Deborah's going to interview Jacqueline at about 11 o'clock. So I'm going to watch the time here. We'll do a beautiful interview, and you will hear from someone that's in our energy, in our family, part of our Diamond Academy family. And then I want to talk about why it's so important for you to love your business. So people ask me, do I need to have a business in order to be learning this, Kathleen? Do I need to have a business to be here? No, you don't. Okay. So the power of this work is that when you think from where you're going, that's how you manifest where you're going, right? So if you're a nurse, a teacher, maybe you're a real estate agent, maybe you, any type of traditional like job, you know, I had a job, I became a nurse. Can we drop the workbook one more time for everybody in the chat? Thank you. So I chose the existence of being a nurse. I chose that career from the identity of who I was, from the belief system that I lived in, from what I was taught. It was a pattern in a program. I went to university, got a university degree, became a nurse. Then I decided I wanted to become a charge nurse. Then I wanted to become a manager. Then I got this certification and then that certification. And then I got a master's degree, hopefully make an extra 50 cents an hour, you know, with my master's degree. Wouldn't that be so nice? Then I moved up into a manager level role, then a director level role, which is a high level executive role in healthcare. And that's where I ended my career and I said goodbye. So people would be like, but Kathleen, that's crazy. Why would you say goodbye to that? You had a pay, you had pension, you had benefits. You were a director in healthcare. You had your own office. Like you were killing it. in a limited way, yes. And I say limited because we are limitless. And so in order for us to remove the limits, to seek an alternate level of reality, a more expanded life, we must see something different for ourselves, right? So I had to say goodbye to that to call in the new. But it doesn't mean I'm telling you to say goodbye today. But what I'm saying is you can come on to this training as the version of you that owns their own business, that maybe is an entrepreneur, or maybe you decide that you want to be an affiliate or you want to partner with an organization or something like that. But when you allow yourself to think from there, you're tapping into the vibration of where you're going now today. So the simple desire of wanting your own business is enough for you to be here. And you might not even know what that is. You'll be like, I have no idea what I want to do, who I want to be, who I want to serve, how I want to help. But the thing is when you build the identity, the what will reveal itself. When you build the identity, the what will reveal itself. And that passion, purpose, or calling will show up for you in such a beautiful way. But you have to change the identity that you were in that made the decision to choose a traditional career or job. I can help you to manifest more pay. I can help you to manifest a promotion. I can help you to become the CEO of the organization if that's what you desire. But I also want you to know that there is more past that as well. So if you desire to work for yourself, if you desire a career traveling the world, if you desire to help people in different ways, it's available. How do I know? I'm doing it right now. The life that I live today, it makes me very emotional. And the reason it makes me so emotional is because it feels so free. It feels so free. I don't commute anymore. I don't go to an office anymore. I don't sit in meetings that I don't want to be on. I talk to people that I want to talk to. I go to places that I want to go. I'm leaving on Tuesday to go to Malibu. Why? Because I want to, because I love it there and I desire it, so I'm going. I'm booking a trip right now to go to Dubai in July. I want to go to Madeira and I want to hike in Portugal, the most beautiful hikes. Like, how can I do this as a nurse who works 40-hour weeks, who sits at a desk, who commutes an hour into work every single day, who has to ask for vacation time to make sure that I'm okay to be off because somebody else might want to be off? Right? You're going to the billionaire wedding. I think I could probably get myself there, Leslie. I believe that. All right. I heard that. I will accept that idea. I will accept that idea and that belief. But I'm telling you this because I want you to see what's available for you. I want you to see what's possible for you. And from where you sit today, you might be like, I can't see it, girl. I don't know. Like, my life's pretty restrictive. It's pretty busy. I can't just pick up and go to Dubai tomorrow. I'll get you there. But you got to make the decision to become the version of you that does things like that. It's very, very powerful. But you have to see it first, and then it will come and it will become your reality. We just spent last week in Anguilla at my Rise retreat. Where are my risers? Who is on here? Brooke and Josh, Rosie, Deborah, Jennifer, Tommy. Who else? Who am I missing? Raise your hand if you were there. Nakia. Oh, Nakia, you're on here, my beautiful. Oh, Katie was there. Yes. Oh my gosh. Deborah, beautiful. So we spent a week in Anguilla. And how beautiful to be able to run a successful business, to be able to have the freedom to go to a retreat, to work on yourself and to grow, and then to come back home to your life, an elevated version of yourself. And I would say, Nakia, maybe a softer version of yourself, right? I love it. But we grew, we ascended, we had a beautiful, beautiful time. And when I was there, I got there on Saturday morning and I was like, I have to stay longer. I was supposed to stay till Thursday. And I said, I have to stay longer. I don't know what it is. I just know that I need to be here. And so I extended my trip until Saturday because I have the freedom to be able to do that. And I stayed and had the most beautiful 2 days of my life that I've probably ever had, making that decision to stay there. And so It's about trusting yourself. It's about feeling into it. And it's about stepping up into that version of you that has this beautiful elevated experience. So one thing people ask me all the time is, okay, Kathleen, how did you do it? Tell me the steps. They want to know, like, how do I do this? How do I do that? How did I launch my business? How did I start it? Who did I hire? Blah, 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 blah. And what you're asking me is the masculine and the mechanical action steps that were taken. And every single person that has started their own business has taken different steps. Every single person has taken different steps. Ooh, 777 on Zoom Live here. That is a very important number for Diamond Academy. That's 777. We see that all the time. So it's so interesting that it just showed up for us like that. But I'm not going to teach you the steps how. Why am I not going to teach you the steps how? Because it's not about the how, it's about the who. So there's this duality, right? So we have this duality. The law of polarity says that there is always two sides to everything. And we require both sides in order to have the experience, right? So we have a contextual field with which we live, right? So the duality gives us context. Otherwise, there would be no context. I don't know what gratitude feels like until I have felt displeasure. And then I'm like, oh, okay, now I know what it feels like to be grateful. We don't know what the light is until we've experienced the dark. Otherwise, how would we even describe light? It would just be how it is. But we experience the dark, so we know what the light is. We know what it feels like to be really, really happy. And we know what it feels like to be really, really sad. But if we're sad all the time, we lose sight of what happy could potentially be. If we're happy all the time, we lose sight of sad, and then we get used to happy, and then we forget we're happy. So the contextual field, the law of polarity or the law of opposites is always there. And so I'm not telling you that you won't have to take action, that you won't have to have a strategy, that you won't need to do something in your business. But what I'm telling you is that I want you to be in the spirit before you get into the mechanical. So to enter into the spirit of a thing is to allow yourself to feel that source energy flowing to and through you. That is to allow spirit to be with you. So you're not creating in the mechanical alone. So the masculine energy, the mechanical, the doing, right? It is important and it is necessary and we will do it. But if you're in the mechanical and the masculine alone, what is that going to look like for you? You're going to be burnt out. You're going to be tired. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be busy. You are going to feel like there's no one to help you, that you are doing it all by yourself. And why would you feel that way? Because you are. Because you are. You have to make room for source. We have to make room for spirit. We have to let God assist us and support us and be there for us and guide us. And if we are in the mechanical and the masculine only, and we are heavy, heavy, heavy in the do, and we can't stop doing, we're not making space. So let God in, please. Allow source to serve you. Allow the forces and the power of attraction to do what they are designed to do. The law of attraction is of God. It was given to us by God. It is the way in which we guide source energy. So source energy is guided by the vibration that you are in. It says yes. So if we're in the mechanical, we're in the masculine, we're in the hustle, we're in the grind. Oh, I'm so stressed out. I'm working so hard. I don't think I have enough time. How am I going to get it all done? Oh, I'm overwhelmed. Source energy says yes. I'm going to give you overwhelm. I'm going to give you stress. I'm going to give you exactly what you're asking for. And so you're not allowing God to come in. So instead we say, I'm going to show you that I believe in you. I'm going to show you that I'm going to let you do some work and I'm going to go meditate. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go ground myself. I'm going to do sound bath healings. I'm going to go in Anguilla on a boat and manifest $1.6 million while I'm in my Versace bathing suit. This is going to be my little story I'm going to tell now. This is just what happened in Anguilla. And even one of our members that was there was like, I'm not going to come on the boat. I'm feeling inspired. I want to get to work. You inspired me. Get to work. And I said, no, you're coming on the boat. Because that is what we are here for. We are here to live an elevated human experience. We're here for the moments where we're out with our family on a boat, living our life in gratitude and joy and happiness. We create financial freedom to do that. So how can we say no to it then? No, I can't go on this trip with you because I have too much work to do. No, I can't get on this training because I'm too busy. I don't have time. No, I cannot study myself. I don't have the time in my calendar. I have to help my family. I have to make lunches and make dinner and do the laundry and et cetera, et cetera. And so many times we're actually moving through this life on our own without even knowing it when there is a whole support system to help you. That support system is here and it will respond to you exactly with what you are asking for, as long as you ask for it. So I will ask you to please stop working at a certain hour, and I will ask you to please pour into yourself, and I will ask you to relax and to rest and to recover, and I will ask you to enter into the spirit of a thing first. So this entering into the spirit, I love this so much, because if we think about what it means to be inspired, if you break that up, it means in spirit, right? In spirit. You're tapping into feminine energy right now by being on this. I'm putting you into it. So the music we played at the beginning, the prayer I began at the beginning, introducing you to my team, and me now talking about this is moving you into your feminine. I'm having you stop thinking about the masculine and now shift your focused attention to the feminine work. So to enter into the spirit of a thing then, to be inspired or in spirit, it's intentional and you can do it at any moment, in any time, easy peasy, if you believe that. And so what is it? It is a perception. So we are always connected to God, source, universe, whatever language you want to use. We are always connected. You cannot be disconnected. Any belief that you can be disconnected, why would you believe that? Are you cutting yourself off? Is God cutting you off? Which one? You are one with. Source energy is flowing to and through you, just like everything out there. Source energy is flowing through the grass and the trees and the water and everything. So it's flowing to and through us. We are part of the universe, not separate from it. So when we talk about the universe, we're talking about ourselves as well. Right? Am I wrong? I don't think so. So we are connected to source energy at all times. So when people say that they're disconnected or they don't feel their connection to God, what are they saying? They're unaware of it or they aren't perceiving it. It's a perception. So my goal then every single day is to be aware of God, to feel my oneness, to know that I'm supported. And it's something that you do within you. God isn't going to come out from behind the curtain and be like, hey, look, it's me. Here I am. Because what God is, what source energy is, what the universe is beyond what our mind can understand or observe. Our mind is our biggest limit. So we have to be okay with perceiving God in our own way. So it might be hearing a voice. It might be seeing a light. For me, it's 111. Every time I see 111, I'm like, oh, there you are. There you are. Reminder. It's listening to certain songs. I Am Light by India Arie. Immediately, I'm aware of my oneness. Immediately, I perceive God. I'm like, oh, there you are. But when you get heavy into the mechanical, you will become a little less aware because your focused attention's on the 3D observed world. So when you're up in spirit, and you're connected to the divine, it feels like what? Feels like flow. Feels like ease. It feels like joy. It feels like love. It makes you want to cry. It makes me want to cry because it feels so good. Because source energy and who and what we really are, we're spiritual being having a human experience. That spirit, that soul exists in love, peace, and joy. It doesn't live from limitation. It doesn't live from fear and doubt. Those are human conditioning. That's human conditioning that tells you you're not good enough, you don't know enough, you're not smart enough, you're too fat, you don't have enough money, you're not worthy of success, you haven't been successful yet, so how can you teach others to be successful? That's the human in you. And so when you come from the soul's perspective, you can be like, forget you, human, I don't know who you've been talking to. But I am light. I am source energy coursing through this body. I am perfection. I am here to serve and help people. I am happy. I am joyful. But trust me, you don't suddenly elevate up into spirit and then don't experience your human anymore. You're always going to experience your human, and you want to. That's why we are here, to have a human experience. So when I get into my human and I'm reacting to something and I'm feeling some kind of way, I'm like, oh, there she is. She's here. She needs to be heard. I'll let her out. Maybe she needs a little cry. Maybe she needs to say a few things. Maybe she needs to talk it out. And then I'm going to remember who the heck I am. Elevate myself. But when you're in the spirit of life and not in the mechanical of life alone, when you're in the spirit of life and then you enter into the mechanical or the masculine, everything is different. It's so different. So here's a beautiful example of being in the mechanics of life versus the spirit of life. So I've given this example before. I don't think I've talked about it in a long time, but if you've been in my energy for a while, you'll have heard this. But I think about football is such a cool example. So let's say you're watching Sunday night football and you're a football fan. So maybe it's not football for you. Maybe it's like The Bachelor or something that you do this with, but whatever. But let's say you're watching football on a Sunday and you put the game on and you're in the kitchen and you're making dinner and you're on your phone and you're scrolling TikTok while you're watching the game and you're doing other things while you're watching. You're watching football. If somebody were to ask you what you're doing, you'll be like, oh, I'm watching football. But your focused attention is kind of all over the place. It's not fully on it. It's kind of playing in the background. It's not fully there. Now let's think about Super Bowl. We enter into the spirit of Super Bowl. Even those people who never watch a game of football ever will go to a Super Bowl party. We paint our faces. We make chili. We have shots. We wear what do you call those things that you wear? Not a blazer. You can tell how much I'm into sports. Jeez. Jersey. Yeah. You'll wear the jerseys. You enter into the spirit of the Super Bowl. And then all the Swifties now are like into the spirit of the Super Bowl because of Taylor Swift. So feel the difference. And so while that Super Bowl game is on, we're all sitting together, we're all eating, we're drinking, we are enjoying ourselves, and our focused attention is on the spirit of that thing. So that's what I mean by this training. You can be in the spirit of the mechanical of this 2-day workshop. If you are in the mechanical of this, you will sit here and you will take some notes and you'll answer some questions and you'll be like, oh, that was good. But if you enter into the spirit and you give me your focused attention and you open your heart and you allow yourself to feel source energy right here, because God is here with us. There is no shadow of a doubt that God is not here with us right now. And so when you allow yourself to feel that, when you allow yourself to tap into it, you'll feel completely different at the end of this 2 days. Completely different. Many people will say that they get emotional on these live events. They get really lit up. They get really inspired. Yes, because you're allowing yourself to tap into source energy, which is the creator of all. So you are in the creative energy. You're on the creative plane. You're now one with God, allowing yourself to create instead of creating independently on your own. And if you have this desire to do it all on your own and to prove yourself, okay, all right, go ahead. I don't know why you would, but you can. And that's okay. But I would just ask yourself, why do you need to prove yourself? What has happened in the past that has made you think you got to go it alone? I hear people who talk about the coaching industry, and they talk about how proud they are that they've done it alone and how they don't have a team, and they didn't, I'm like, why wouldn't you want people to help you? And why wouldn't you want to help people? So I sat back one day and I felt influenced by this. I was like, is having a team wrong or bad? Like, what? And I realized, no, that I'm meant to have a team. I want to do this with people. I want to create a community and an organization where we come together as a collective and that we serve. I want people next to me. I want the people that come into my courses and my programs to feel so supported, like we're wrapping them up in a nice little blanket and serving you in such a beautiful way. And so because of that, I've attracted people to me on my team that are so inspired, that lead with heart, that have the most beautiful souls. And so it allows me to expand even more by allowing people to help me. And so I manifested this, but I didn't do it alone. And I never say that I did. It's not at all part of the narrative that goes through me anymore to say it was all me. Yes, my consciousness did create, without a shadow of a doubt, but I brought the people to me that were meant to be alongside me, that are a vibrational match to me, right? So I don't want you to feel that you have to do it alone. I want you to feel supported, to feel like you have those to help you. So do we feel the difference between being in spirit and being in the mechanical? Being in the feminine and being in the masculine. The feminine word, for whatever reason, it makes men go, ugh, I don't want to be in the feminine. So I say spirit. Or let's help you to tap into the essence of who you are. Us women, we're like, oh yeah, we're in that masculine. Because we learn to be masculine, to measure up to the men, to get into the workforce, to be able to be successful. We followed what they did. And so we grabbed onto that masculine and let go of our feminine. But the beautiful thing that is starting to happen now, and if there are men on here, oof, I'm so happy to see you. The magic happens when you connect to your emotions, and that is the feminine work, or the work that's the essence of who you are. Manifestation is a vibrational game, which means it is an emotional game. So the power of recognizing your emotions, feeling your emotions, regulating your emotions, moving your emotions through you will help you to create more with less. So instead of having to do it all alone, instead of having to hustle and grind and work really, 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 really hard to build it, you can step back a little bit, allow yourself to tap into your emotions, to use the power of attraction to help you to actually create more. And so now it's about, I see it for men specifically, it's creating the divine masculine. To be in your masculine in such a beautiful way, but to allow the divine to come to and through you, source energy to come to and through you. And then we have women that are so far into the masculine that they have no idea what it feels like to be feminine at all anymore. And so now we get to allow you to feel your emotions, to reprogram your subconscious mind, to tap into spirit again and allow that feminine back in. And then we have people that are so far into the feminine and into the spiritual that they don't take any mechanical or masculine action whatsoever. And so we can support you in that as well. So this is where we want to merge. We want to have both sides, the spirit, the mechanical, the feminine, the masculine. We want to bring manifestation principles and business together to create more with less. More with less. So how did this impact me so much then when I had my spiritual awakening? So my spiritual awakening was September of 2019. I had just quit my nursing career in June, and I was in network marketing. If anybody's in network marketing, shout out. That was the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, was to start with a network marketing company. And so I was at what I would call probably my rock bottom. I'd lost over 100 pounds and gained it all back. I was very, very sick with vasovagal syncope. So I was fainting 3 to 5 times a week. And I quit my nursing career. I wanted to grow my network marketing team and business, and it wasn't doing that. And I was making the exact same amount of money in network marketing as I was as a nurse, exactly the same to the dollar. And I was like, I don't get it. But now I get it, because it was a programming. I was programmed to make the same amount of money regardless of what the opportunity was, whether it was nursing or network marketing, same amount of money. I just replaced one for the other because I didn't change how I saw me. So I had my spiritual awakening in September of 2019, and I started to study myself. I went inward. I stopped asking, how can I brand myself on social media? How can I sell more products? How can I be a better business owner? And I went in and I asked, how can I be better? How can I learn more about me? How can I step up and into a new version of me? And so I turned that study inside. And then I connected with spirit. At the time, I would have said universe. I would have said, I feel the forces of universe working alongside me. I started to feel that. I started to talk about it. But then, very, very quickly, magic started to happen. When I started to tap into the feminine, I started to understand my vibration. I started to understand my emotions and how much they matter. I started to look at my identity. I'm going to talk about identity after we do the interview. I started looking at my identity and paying attention to it. Who do I think I am today? And how can that impact what I'm seeing in my life? And so through that spiritual awakening, adding that feminine energy to my masculine, because I have a lot of degrees, I got a lot of promotions, like I know how to work hard. That wasn't a problem. But when I let myself surrender, go within, stop doing as much, I started making more and more and more money. So September of 2019, I was making about $3,000 a month in my network marketing business. By October, I had a $20,000 month, the month of October. Then November, it went up to like $22,000. Then I launched my coaching business. I had my first $100,000 month by February of 2020, 4 months later. And then a year later, my first $1 million month. How did that happen? Did I just stress myself out and work even harder? Did I hustle more? Did I grind? Did I work 4 more hours a day? No, I did not. And so this is where I want you to see that I'm going to focus on the feminine today, so that you can see that once you add that spirituality, that intellectual mind reprogramming, when you understand the law of vibration, when you understand how you feel about your business is what matters the most, you can then move in the masculine way, do the things, take action, but allow yourself to be very, very open to receive. I actually have every single goal card here with me as well. So what we do in the Millionaire Program and the Modern Mentor Program is that we write out goal cards. This is something from Bob Proctor that was so beautiful, that meant so much to me. By the way, I have him with me today. I'm using Bob's pen today. So I brought Bob along for the ride. So I have every single goal card from that September. I have the very first goal card that was $20,000. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have an income of $20,000 per month right here. Then we've got, okay, that's higher. 50,000. I'm so happy and grateful now that I make 50,000, 100,000, 650,000. Oh, $1 million a month. And now my goal card is $2 million a month. This is real and this is true. And I have experienced it myself. And I continue to experience it through all the students in our programs every single day. People who had no money now have millions of dollars because of this work. And it's not that they're doing something, but they're being something. I write the cards and I let them go. I don't read them every day. I don't need to repeat things much anymore, because I have an absolute belief that I just write it down one time and so it is. I actually wrote down. I opened up a brand new Cartier notebook journal and used my beautiful Cartier pen, and I sat there and felt so luxurious and powerful, and was like, what would I love to happen right now? I would love for my social media platforms to grow rapidly. And then it happened, because I was a vibrational match. So we'll talk about that. Let's do an interview now. This is going to be really beautiful. I know Jacqueline is very excited to share her story. I will come in at the end, Jacqueline, but I'm going to let Deborah chat with you first because I know you and Deborah have a beautiful relationship. Deborah, beautiful. You look gorgeous. Can we unmute her? Hold on. We got to unmute Deborah real quick. There we go.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna be back in just a couple of minutes, but you guys chat.
Hi, Jacqueline. How are you?
Hi, Deborah. I'm very, very excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited and honored to be able to interview and have everybody of this audience hear your story. And go ahead, let us know what and where you were before you met Kathleen.
All right, there is a huge story behind it, maybe to make it a little bit more excited.
Yeah, we have 15 minutes and you can do it.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I come from Switzerland. Right now I'm in Zurich. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was following Kathleen day after day, month after month, year after year, before enrolling into her program. And I just loved her energy. I loved the way how she was able to be so natural and so powerful at the same time. So I saw this woman from behind, from far away, thinking to myself, wow, what a beautiful world. But I thought I'm not connected to it because I didn't allow myself to, to dream the same dreams or to have the same goals or to be as powerful as she was. And then I first started actually a program with Bob Proctor because I knew him before I met Kathleen online. And I was, again, very scared to do the moves, to be very active. So I was I enrolled in a program, but I stopped quite quickly because I didn't allow myself really to engage into it. And it's only when after Bob Proctor had died, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait now any longer. I have to do something. And of course, I didn't do it immediately, but only when the external situation got very difficult. I was very bored in my corporal job that I had at the time. And I thought, okay, now I have nothing to lose. And as I said, I was following Kathleen for almost about 2 years. But the moment I enrolled in her program, it was literally, I couldn't believe how this is possible. Everything changed, everything.
Okay, so we had a beautiful conversation and you started with the Millionaire Program.
Yes.
We had a nice conversation April 10th and we connected and you said to me, oh my goodness, Deborah, Kathleen has taught me so much. Can you explain what Kathleen has taught you through the Millionaire Program?
All right. After 2 weeks or 3, maybe, after I enrolled in the Millionaire Program, I knew I had to write a book. And I was shocked because I thought about writing an autobiographical book for a long time. Because on those few occasions when I talked about myself, who I am and how I did the things that I did, people always told me that I need to tell my story. And I was like, well, that's nothing special. There are so many people going through hard times. And then I dropped it. But after these 2 weeks, after I started answering these questions, what do you really want? What are all your dreams that you have? My nervous system, like literally, was like shut down. And I didn't understand why. And only when I started going deeper and asking myself, what is going on with you? That I knew I can't hide anymore. And this is how I started writing my autobiographical book. I wrote it in 2 months. And I think I didn't write any word which was not inspired. So it was not writing. It was literally, I wasn't aware of time nor space. I was just writing. And the beautiful thing is that normally I don't write that quickly. In my past identity, I have a PhD in philosophy, so I was used to teaching people at the university, telling them how to write, how to do research, how to engage in philosophical discussions. And I was a fast thinker, but a slow writer.
Ah, that's the
And
belief
this
that you had.
yeah, and this time it was the other way around. I didn't have to think about it. It just all went through me. And somehow I still did the program, but I was somehow not aware what was going on with me. Only when I finished the book, everything came up, and I literally could understand every single word that Kathleen was saying. And I even had her in my mind. All of a sudden, I had this voice telling to me, who taught you not to take yourself seriously? And I had all these dialogues in my head, and I thought, but I need to tell the world what is happening with me, because all of a sudden I started having this huge question, like, for example, why did I endure all these difficult situations? For what? I mean, I would have had thousands of reasons to quit or to do, I don't know, to just give myself up. No. And then once I finished the book, I understood I did it in order to teach other people to do the same.
And the
And
best thing that you told me, if I can get in there, you said, I had to be honest and vulnerable for me first. And you said, Kathleen taught you that.
Yes.
And you said the success came from the work and the solitude with the millionaire questions.
Yes. Yes.
And you wrote the book like 10 chapters in 2 weeks. It just flew out of you, right?
2 months.
2 months,
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
And that was so beautiful. And I remember, how passionate you were. And you said, Deborah, I'm emotional, I'm passionate. Everything's coming through, all the emotions and feelings. And what was nice about it is that you said, one thing you told me, you said, I was taught, to be in my head and the knowledge, the learning and everything. But Kathleen brought you from the head into the heart and soul.
Yes. Maybe I can add one little story to it. I remember thinking to myself, when I was an academic, I quit my academic career 2 years ago because I knew I had to rebuild a new identity, but I didn't know where to start. And when I enrolled in the program, I was conscious that I needed a new identity, but I didn't really have an idea who would be my role model. And when I enrolled in the program, then everything made sense. And then I knew, now I remember why all these years I was somebody who could like literally stay in my head for years and leave my heart at home.
Wow.
When I enrolled in this program, like my head and my heart, were in alignment again. And that was such a spiritual experience. And now it's like I wouldn't be able to teach the same way as I taught when I was at the university, because the whole system has a new meaning, a new purpose, I would even say, a new way of seeing everything, not just me, but the whole world.
And Jacqueline, while you were still in Millionaire, you called me up and you said, Deborah, I want to do Modern Mentor. And I said, let's do it. So we got on the call. Why Modern Mentor while you were still in Millionaire? Can you explain to the audience?
Yes. There was one experience I had, again, going back to the university. I was so good at teaching what other people had thought. And I knew, but I have to say, a lot on different topics, but nobody cared. And I thought, this is weird that we are teaching people a lot of, knowledge and things that we used to think are very important. But then I started asking myself, but where is Jacqueline? What does she think? And I saw that the university was not the right place to come up with my own ideas, although I knew I had something to say. But as you can imagine, the university environment doesn't care much about what we think as personalities, just what we think other people had thought. And so when I, played with this idea to join the second program, the Modern Mentor program, I knew exactly what it meant all of a sudden to be not only a teacher or a mentor or a coach, but to live the experiences and only to lead by experiences. Otherwise, it doesn't serve anything at all.
So good. And as you said, who is Jacqueline? 1111 came up. So that was really beautiful. So what's next for you? Because I know people are asking about your book, but your book is not out yet. You're in the making of having it
Yes,
published.
I think in the best case, it will take another 3 more months. So I'm in the middle of the publication phase. It's all going very fast. And I'm very excited to finish it. And of course, because it's so intense, I don't have much time to do anything else. But I have my course, and it has the same title as my book, which is Know Thyself. And there I try, literally, I only teach knowledge and wisdom that I have gained through my own life, and not through the books that I have read so far.
So when I spoke to you about sharing your story, because I truly was, really mesmerized by your story and everything, what is it that you want to finish off by telling everybody here?
I think for all those people who are just watching and not taking any action, I think it's not something that we should see as something negative. There is no rush. There is no reason to say to yourself, I'm not as quick as somebody else. Oh, I don't have the same whatever knowledge, wisdom, or experiences. I think the most important thing is when you take action, it should come from you yourself, and not because somebody else is telling you, do it quicker, because you've paid a lot of money. And I think if we can truly make this connection with ourselves, then we will always be in spirit. And that's, I think, the only thing that counts.
Yeah, and I understand what you said, because many times many people are in our program, they're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go through everything so quickly, so quickly. No, the best part is when you go through it and go through the process at your pace to really take in everything and connect to your internal. I remember I did the self-image program lesson for 4 weeks, and everybody's like, why are you still there? I go, because I really want to change my identity.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Gosh,
Thank you very much.
so beautiful. Jacqueline, I just wanted to, I'm not saying it with that French accent quite like Deborah's, Jacqueline. But what you said that was so powerful there was you connect with spirit by connecting with yourself. And that's the key to it, is understanding that you are one with and not separate from. So the more that you connect with you and who you are and understand yourself, and remember that you're an awareness. You're not the human experience, but you're the awareness that is aware of that human experience. That's where you enter into the spirit almost immediately. As soon as you do, that's why for me, I had such a spiritual awakening, because I finally connected with me, not outside of me. I connected with me. So that's really, really beautiful. So Know Thyself is the book that we will watch for, which I think is really beautiful. And the word know is a very, very powerful word, because what we know to be true will always forever be our truth. And I would even venture to say too, you know this, but knowing thyself isn't just to find out who you are, but to actually choose who you are, because it's all available. Anyways, Jacqueline, thank you so much for sharing. You're such a beautiful soul. Can't wait for that book to come out, but we will be patient. We will be patient as we wait.
I'm doing my best.
You're doing amazing. And I love your comments about not being in a rush, because your connection to time is an attachment. And when we believe that time is real and time is running out and we don't have enough time, that's where we get impatient. And that's where we start looking for our manifestation, and then you're slowing it down. So to truly just be today and move today towards the desired state as the desired version, you let go of time altogether. So any time is fine. I'm good with that. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you.
So beautiful. Forgot we have the clapping machines now. Okay, I want to chat a little bit about identity, but first, before we move into talking about the importance of identity when it comes to manifestation and business, I want us to really enter into the spirit of what it means to serve through a business. So you might have a brick and mortar, you might have a virtual business, you might be a real estate agent under a broker, you might be a broker, you might own a marketing firm, you might be an author, you might be a nurse or a teacher or whatever that is. But whatever title it is that you give it, it doesn't matter. What actually matters is how you feel about whatever it is that you do for a living. Okay? So if you believe that what you do is a means to an end, it's a job, you do it to make money, and then the money gives you life or freedom, you will exist as that version of you, and you will experience your life in that way. So you'll get up in the morning, you'll go to a job, you'll spend your 8 hours, get it over with. People are saying the screen is black. Let me stop my video and come back. Okay, now can you see me? Oh no, for a lot of people it's fine. I don't know. Listen, when the collective consciousness comes together and elevates together and starts to operate on a frequency of vibration that technology can't even deal with, we just have to go with the flow. We really do. This happens to me all the time. If I'm really, really like in spirit, in flow, when I've really fused with that state, my vibration can just break technology. It can flicker the lights. Have you ever have that happen? I'll flicker the lights, things will shut down because technology can't understand the vibration. That's my belief anyways. But anyway, so whatever you believe about your business will be your truth, right? So if it's just a means to an end, it's just a job, you just go there, you leave, you're not really going to be in the spirit of it, you're not going to be super called to do it, and so your experience will just be what it is. But when you believe that what you do is your calling, okay, so people talk about passion, I'm passionate about what I do for a living, your experience of life will be better. If you think you're living in your purpose, you'll do better. But I have found for me, the moment that I decided that I'm going to perceive this as my calling, everything changed, right? Bridget's picture just fell off the wall. See? She sent that to me in a direct message, so I don't think you guys can read that. Pictures flying off the wall, lights flickering, lights breaking. You can't make this up. You really can't make this up. So I believe that I am answering the call to good, that this is my calling, right? So I am passionate about this work, yes, but I believe that this is my calling. I have been called to this. It's different than something you're passionate about. You can be passionate about going ATVing. You can be passionate about a certain show that you watch. You can be passionate about whatever. But when you believe that you are answering the call to good and that you are here to impact people through whatever your vessel is, you will spend your days completely different. Your energy will be completely different. The impact that you will make on people, completely different. And your calling doesn't have to be my calling. I have so many people that come to me and they're like, well, the only thing could be like to teach this, just like you. And I'm like, okay, but do you think that everybody is called to teach this material? No. There are certain people that are called to do certain things, and you connect with the alignment of that calling by the choices that you make and the decisions that you do. So I don't believe that when I entered this body as Kathleen here in this meat suit, I don't believe that it was like, okay, Kathleen, you're going to teach manifestation to the world. That's your calling. No. I became a version of myself that allowed myself to listen to source energy and to feel and answer the call when I got to that level of awareness. But I had to grow and ascend into her, because the version of myself, 15 years old, who hated her body, that didn't believe in herself, that was too shy to even speak in front of 10 people, would have never had this awareness for this calling. So you might not know what your calling is right now because you haven't stepped into her yet or him yet. It might not be clear, but it will become clear the more you ascend. The more you allow yourself to elevate, the more you allow yourself to grow. And if you think that time is running out, that you are too old, think again. Is Barbara on here? How old's beautiful Barbara? How young is beautiful Barbara? She's in her 70s in the Millionaire Program, and she is flourishing and thriving and happy and powerful and impacting our community in such a beautiful way. So age does not matter. Where you live does not matter. The color of your skin does not matter. The way in which you were raised does not matter. Gender does not matter. Nothing. What matters is that you see you. You choose you. So I believe this is what I was meant to do. I really did. When I launched my business in January of 2020, I said, this is my purpose. I feel it. I am so passionate about this. I love this work. I want to spend every day teaching this. I don't want to do anything else. I'm done. Anything else, I'm done. I just want to do this. And I knew that. But then in 2021, we were doing an event called Ignite Your Calling. And I kept seeing 828, 828, 828. And when I looked it up, Romans 8:28 is to answer the call to good. And I knew that that was God speaking to me. Yes, Kathleen, you love this. Yes, you are passionate about this. Yes, you are in your purpose. But you are being called to do this. And that changed everything for me in that moment. So in the moments where things don't show up the way I want them to, in the moment that I was in a hospital bed having emergency lung surgery, end up in the ICU with a chest tube, I had to remember that this is my calling. This isn't just for fun. This isn't for my ego. This isn't for me. This is for the service of more people. That first day when I had to walk for the first time, could barely take 3 steps. It was so painful. I reminded myself that this is my calling, that I'm answering the call to good. The moments that I just want to cry, the moments when the world can be nasty, I remind myself that I am the light, that I can be the light in the dark situations, that I don't have to go into the darkness in order to be there with them. I can stay up in the light. And so I choose the light. So this past 4 years has been a journey. It has been an ascension, but it has also been a rocky ride. But I have learned to ride the waves with strength. And believing that this is my calling has allowed me to ride those waves in a really, really beautiful way. So no matter what, I am doing this. And I made that decision in 2020. No matter what, I am going to fulfill this calling. So no matter who shows up on my Zoom calls, I'm going to be on the Zoom calls. No matter who listens, I'm going to post to the YouTube channel. No matter how many people, no matter how much money, no matter if people like it or not, I'm going to do it. And so because I made that decision, guess what's happening? People are responding. People are coming. People are showing up because I made the decision to, no matter what. No matter what. And even time. So many people are like, oh, look at me. Look at all the success that I've had in such a short time. Yeah. Amazing. But I've never cared about the time. It could be 10 years, I don't care. Does not matter. And so because it does not matter, because I'm not attached to time, because I'm doing it no matter what, it's happening fast. But I'm not asking for fast. I'm not like, please be faster, God. Come on. I am so okay in the in-between, which means I'm always growing, I'm always becoming, I'm always being. Do you know that you can be becoming and being at the same time? So I'm being the next iteration version of myself, but I'm also becoming the one that's coming after that. So I'm actually in multiple states at one time. And I'm okay with that. And I'm so self-aware, you guys. I can be literally outside of my mind telling you what my mind is doing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm reacting to this. The story is this. This is the experience. This is how I want to be. And then I talk to myself. Time to get out of there. Kathleen, time to be different. One of the things that I know to be true about myself, and I knew this before it was verbally expressed, is that I teach through experience, not through concept. So I am not sitting here telling you, according to so-and-so, this and this and this and this and this. And then in this textbook, it says this and this and this. And Jacqueline talked about this. I'm teaching you from my life. I'm teaching you from what the textbooks do not know. I was a nurse and then a research assistant for years. And getting a master's degree, heavy into research. You, in order to prove something to be true, you had to have peer-reviewed journal articles. You had to have multiple people tell you this is truth. I wouldn't believe it. I had to step outside of that. I had to say, you know what? Oh, Philippa's doing a PhD. Fantastic, so good. Do a PhD in this awareness. Right? So you're like outside of it now, doing it, going, oh yeah, okay. So the school's going to tell me I got to do this and this and this. So I'm going to follow it. I'm going to do it. But really, I'm way up over here. Right? Yeah. If I went back and did I've considered it actually like doing a PhD in manifestation and like proving this material to be true through studies, through evidence. Hello. That'll change the world, won't it? But we don't need the proof is what I'm saying. And so me actually allowing myself to come outside of the need to prove that this is true allowed me to let it be true. The only proof that you need is your faith, your belief. I'll act as your proof if you want me to be. I'll tell you all my stories. I'll share with you our student stories. I will give you all the evidence. Oh, there's Barbara looking all beautiful. I was just talking about you. Did you hear me? Okay. Are you coming to Manifest Toronto? Okay. I would love to see you if you're coming, because last time was too short, too quick. But we don't need to prove it to be true. You just need to convince yourself that it is true. That's it. If the journal article is going to help you that I'm going to write, okay. If my stories is going to help you to be convinced, okay. Jacqueline's story, Deborah's story, Barbara's story are all going to convince you. Then, okay, sure. But you don't need any of that. You can actually make a decision today to believe, and then that belief will create the fact. We have a live event in Toronto on May 26th. It's a 6-hour event. VIP is sold out, but we still have general admission tickets. So if you're in the GTA, you got to come see us. We will talk more about it tomorrow. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. I want to make sure we talk about identity before we log off today. Tomorrow, I will also talk a little bit about something that I am launching at Manifest Toronto. I am launching a new course at Manifest Toronto. And we're going to give access to that course to you guys first tomorrow. So anyways, I'm not going to give away too much more, but I have a very, very exciting thing to share tomorrow. So please be live. Tomorrow, we're also doing the giveaways, both for cash and a one-on-one coaching call with me. I got about 12 DMs saying that they're so excited for our one-on-one call. So this is going to be fun to watch. See who held the belief the strongest in order to manifest the one-on-one coaching call. Okay, so in terms of your belief then, creating the fact, let's go back and talk about identity then, right? So I have a psychology degree. That was my first degree. And I remember when I took psychology, I learned all about what it means to have a personality, and that we're born with a personality. So there are certain parts of us that are natural to us that we're born with, and then the rest is learned personality, right? So your environment around you, the people that are around you, will influence the way in which you see yourself. Absolutely. And so I used to say things like, oh, well, I'm just glad I have a good personality. You know, I can't change my body, but I can change my personality. Or I would be like, oh, well, I can change my body, but I can't change my personality. It was like this weird thing of not understanding, like, am I just this way? Is this just who I am? And so oftentimes people come into this energy and they're like, how do I know who I really am? Well, whoever you want to be. Like, there is thousands of iterations of you available to you that are already within you, and you get to decide who that is by remembering that you already are it, right? You're simply entered in the giveaway by being on Zoom right now. So we have a list of all Zoom participants, and then what we do at the end of the day is we take a look at who was on the Zoom participant list and we do a random draw from that. And then we make sure you're on tomorrow to be able to win it. So if the name is pulled and you're not on, then you don't win it. I go to the next name. We pull like 4 names and we go down the list. That's how we do it. Anyways, so I used to believe that I was predetermined, that I was who I was. So I was shy, I was insecure, I was sensitive, I got my feelings hurt a lot. I was very self-conscious. I didn't like to talk in front of people. I really believed I was lazy. I was a fat woman who hated herself and her body. So I'm just telling you the awareness of who I used to be, who I believed I was. And so circumstances in my life, different experiences in my life led me to that place. And it led me to that belief. And when I started to ask, like, is this really true? And where did this come from? Like, how did this happen? Like, did somebody tell me I was shy and then I accepted the belief that I was shy? Or was I around an extroverted person and realized that I'm not as extroverted, so then I decided I was shy? You know, I started to really, really ask these questions and to figure out, like, what is going on here? Who am I really? And then I realized that I can be whatever I want to be. I don't have to be insecure. I don't have to be overly sensitive. I don't have to have my feelings hurt. I don't have to really care what people think about me. I don't have to hate my body like I have my whole life, that I can love it. I don't have to believe that I'm not successful. I don't have to believe that I have to prove myself. All of the success before, the degrees, the multiple degrees, the multiple job promotions, the trying to be the best at work, working really, really hard, staying up the latest, answering emails right away. All of that was an effort to prove my worth to the world. Because the world told me for so long, you're fat and ugly. You're not good enough. You're not a good member of society. Put me down so much. So I tried to raise myself up by succeeding. If I can't be beautiful, and if I can't have a perfectly toned set of abs and look really, really beautiful, then I'll just be really successful. And so I put all my energy into that. And now I sit here with you guys today and I'm like, I am friggin' amazing and so beautiful. And I have the most beautiful, sexy body that I could ever have. I don't even want it to change anymore. And I don't need to have any success or make any money or look a certain way. I can be anything I want. But I didn't know that before. I believed I had to do all of the things, be all the ways in order to be good enough and to be worthy. So some of you might have actually come on to this training from that energy. I want to be successful, and you might not have been aware of it, and you might be becoming aware of it right now, that you want to prove yourself, that you want to be worthy, that you finally want to measure up. But we're going to let that go. I want you on this training, and I want you to serve more people and help more people and answer your call to good, because you know how incredible you are and how impactful you can be in people's lives. Not to be worthy.
not to measure up, not to be good enough, not to finally be like, I did it. To know that you are here to impact people so beautifully. I am worthy. I am healthy. Yes, yes, yes. And, I used to want to please people. I wanted people to be happy all around me. So much. Please be happy. Don't tell me you're unhappy with me because that means I didn't make you happy. So I wanted to please people. So I would do whatever they wanted so that I would make them happy. But it didn't make me happy. So if it didn't make me happy, and it wasn't really making them happy, it wasn't making anybody happy. So now, the best way to make other people happy is to be happy yourself. Exude gratitude, exude love, exude passion and purpose. Step into your calling, and people will come to you because they want to feel just like that. And so I don't do this to please you. I do this to inspire you, to serve you, to help you live the life you want to live. But if you don't want it, that's fine. And so I've let go of the need to please people. So see how it's all about identity. It's all about who you believe you are, who you believe that version of you is in the mind. We are unconditioned awareness, right? So the soul or the spirit coursing to and through you, it doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a personality. It doesn't have a race. It doesn't have a gender. It doesn't have any of that. It's unconditioned awareness. And when that unconditioned awareness is met with the human part of us, which is the mind and body, we then add the conditioning in the mind. And so the conditioning in the mind says you're a morning person or you're a night owl. The conditioning of the mind says that you're lazy or you're a hard worker. The conditioning says you're good enough, you're not good enough. So what I'm telling you right now is that conditioned part is what we can change. But you have to decide that you want to change it. And so the best way of doing that is to start questioning it. Question every single belief that you hold about you. Is this true? Is this real? Is it serving me? Does it help me? Does it hinder me? So my body was one example, right? My body was something that hindered me so much. How my body looked mattered so much to me. And we live in a world where what we look like does matter to many people in this world. How do we know this? How do we know this to be true? That what we look like matters. How do we know? What's beautiful? What's beautiful to us? What have we been conditioned to believe is beautiful? It's everywhere. And some of us will see different things, right? We will see different things and we will be conditioned to believe different things all the time. But there is a perception of what beauty is. You know what I decided to do? Was to see the beauty in everything and everyone. So first you have to pay attention to you. What do you believe is beautiful? I had this awareness, I don't think I've ever said this before. I had this awareness that I was ugly. Being overweight made me ugly and that I wasn't beautiful. So what did I think about other overweight people? Other plus size people? Yeah, I thought they were ugly too. I believed it about myself and about others. And what actually started to happen first, before I started to really change my belief about me, I started to see other plus size people as being beautiful. So I would see a plus size, beautiful, curvy woman in a confident way showing up on social media, and I would be like, huh, her ass looks real good. Like,
her curves are sexy. Like her roll that she has there, that looks really beautiful. And then I'm like, I'm starting to see beauty in different bodies outside of me. Then I started to see it in myself. So whatever it is that you don't see as being beautiful in yourself or in others, I want you to start seeing the beauty. I want you to start seeing the beauty in anything. Even, I've had several men talk to me about being bald and the impact that that's had in their life. Like, why is being bald something that men don't want to become, get fearful of, try to hide, wear hats? What is that? Bald is sexy. But there's men out there that don't know that we think it's sexy, ladies. They don't know that, right? So, and it's not about whether bald is or isn't. If they believe it is, then that's the truth, right? I didn't know so many men loved a curvy plus size woman until I loved myself as a curvy plus size woman. Like, I didn't have men hitting on me all the time my entire life. So I was under the assumption or the belief that men want thin women. That was my belief prior to this work, right? I just thought that that's how it was. And then when I started to love myself, suddenly I'm noticing way more attention. And I'm like, what happened here? I saw my beauty, so then people started to see my beauty. But when I didn't see my beauty, nobody saw my beauty. So like everything comes from the inside out, everything. So I'm giving examples of vanity, but it might not be vanity for you. It might be your age, it might be your race, it might be your upbringing, it might be your level of education. If you think you need to have more degrees, you don't know enough, you're not smart enough. We had somebody have a very, very big awareness at one of our retreats that she thinks she's dumb. She thinks she's stupid. How are you going to go through life believing that? What's your life going to be like? How's the world going to react to you if you do that, right? So let's also think about identity when it comes to the way in which you show up in a business, right? So there's an identity around working for somebody else, of being an employee, right? There's an identity there. You believe that that's what you're good at. So I created the identity of a highly successful entrepreneur. That was the first step I did. I'm a highly successful entrepreneur. I didn't believe it, but then I convinced myself of it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm a CEO of a multi-million-dollar corporation. I embodied that one. And then somebody says to me, you're building your empire. And I'm like, yes, I built an empire. I am a woman with an empire. And then now, somebody said to me the other day, like, Kathleen, you're like a mogul. I'm like, I will accept that identity. Yes. Right? So it's about accepting higher levels and iterations of the grandest version of yourself. So you might not sit here today from an employee identity and jump to mogul identity in 20 minutes. But you can go from believing that you're an employee to believing that you're an entrepreneur, to being a successful entrepreneur, to building an empire, to now a mogul, right? So that's available to you. I call it climbing the ladder of belief. If the subconscious mind isn't going to believe something quickly, then let's create steps. Let's climb a ladder to get up to it. But you have to accept the next version of yourself in order to become it. The other thing is, in order for you to accept the belief of being something, you have to first see it within yourself. So I used to say, I'm so shy. I'm so shy. I'm too shy. And I did not believe I was a confident woman. Did not believe it. How did I know I didn't believe it? Because I lost 100 pounds in 2018. I starved myself. I ran a 10-kilometer race and trained 5 days a week while eating less than 800 calories a day. I ate no carbohydrates whatsoever, deprived myself of carbohydrates completely, and I dropped 100 pounds in 11 months. I was exhausted, I was tired, and I was trying to prove something. But guess what happened after the 11 months and the 100 pounds was gone? The world told me I looked good. The world told me that I was inspiring. The world told me that I was good enough. So I was confident. Right? Now, this was 2018. So then I got sick. I got vasovagal syncope because my body changed so drastically, so fast. My heart was like, what are you doing to us, girl? Feed us. We need more from you. And so I got vasovagal syncope. I fainted 3 to 5 times a week in the middle of Walmart, in the middle of Costco. I got my driver's license taken away. I had to go off sick leave. I couldn't be home alone with my girls. So what ended up happening is they put me back on carbohydrates. They made me eat more food. I went on heart medications, couldn't exercise anymore for a while. They're trying to figure out what's happening in and out of hospital. So my body started to get bigger again. And guess what came back? The feelings of not being worthy, not being good enough, not being beautiful. The confidence completely went away. So I developed conditional confidence. I was going to be confident if you told me I am. I was going to be beautiful if you told me I am. Outside validation told me. So many people come to me and they want to achieve more in life. And then when that achieve doesn't happen, their nervous system, it just goes on fire. They're like, what's happening here? Because you need it. You need it to be successful. I don't want you to need it. I want to get you out of needing the success to be worthy. I want you to be successful because you want to be. I want you to have a great life because you want to be, not because you want to show the world you are, but because you just desire it. Right? So it's all within you. So I developed conditional confidence. It was conditional upon if somebody liked me, if I was thin enough, if I was successful, I'd be confident. So I let go of it all and I said, that's it. I'm going to be confident right now. I'm going to love myself right now without any money in my bank, with a larger sized body, being the woman that I am today, no clients, like before I even launched my business. I was like, that's it. I'm going to be confident today, right now, in this moment. Kathleen Cameron officially today is now confident. How would I show up? What would I do? How would I think? What would I tell myself? So I started to tell myself, Kathleen, you are so amazing. Look at you go, girl. You're getting it. You're so confident. I did mirror work, absolutely, standing in front of that mirror and telling myself how incredible and amazing I am. I wrote it out. So becoming confident then was accepting a new belief about myself, not trying to seek the confidence from somewhere else, but actually allowing myself to remember that, hey, was there a time in my life where I was really confident? Oh yeah, I was born that way. Like, I was born a confident little thing. As a toddler, you couldn't tell me I couldn't do something. You kidding me? I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't do that. Like, yeah, I can do anything. I can dream about anything. I can be anything. I'm going to climb that chair. I'm going to climb up these stairs. I'm going to try this food, that food. So we are innately confident. We are born with that. That's what I believe. That belief serves me. Because if I believe that I am born confident and that confidence is my natural state of being, then all I have to do is remember the confidence. I don't have to grab it from somewhere else. I don't have to take it. I don't have to try to do anything different. I'm just going to remember that I am. And so in those moments when the confidence isn't there, I'm going to go, oh man, there's that programming coming back telling me I'm not, but I know I am. And affirmations can be so good, but they can be so bad. Like when you're affirming something, you're technically saying you aren't it, because when you believe you are it, you don't need to affirm it anymore. So when you actually are saying, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident, and you don't believe it, you're just telling yourself you're not confident. Are you with me? Like, so there has to be a moment where you say, oh, I am confident. Okay, don't need that anymore. Move along. But so many times we keep reusing the same affirmations. We don't believe them to be true. So we're just reaffirming that we aren't, when you just want to accept that you actually are. Like, okay, I am confident. So what would we do different if we were more confident right now? So some of you might already identify as confident, but let me tell you, there's a higher level of confidence that you haven't experienced yet. So every single one of us can be more confident. So what would we do right now if we were acting confidently? We would sit up straighter, more powerful, have our cameras on if we turn them off, turn our camera back on. We would sit up straighter. We would have our chins up. Ooh, feels good, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel good to sit more confidently and powerfully? That's it. Just like that. It's a movement. Now imagine going outside for a walk in that confidence, right? You can walk in it all day long. It's there for you. It's available for you. It's within you. You're not getting it from somebody else. You're just taking it from within yourself and allowing it to be. And the more that you practice being something, the easier it will be to show up as that version of you every single day. Right? Speak up, show up, stand tall, head up, eyes forward. Yeah, I would be doing all of this if I wasn't at work. Well, somebody's got to stop going to work. Start working for yourself, girl. I was talking to somebody yesterday and they told me that they're starting like a new job where they have to go to work 9 to 3, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I was like, oh, sounds awful. The old version of me would have been like, 9 to 3, wow, you're done at 3. I would, like, normally 9 to 5 would have been what I would have been working. So 9 to 3 would have been like, wow. But now I'm like, 9 to 3? Oh, that feels like a lot. Because I'm in the feminine, I'm in the ease and flow, I'm in the allow. I'm in this place where I can do whatever I want, whenever I want to do it, in whatever way I want to do it in. And it's really beautiful. So we're going to do that. I work at NASA. Oh, cool. That's a fun job, NASA. Literally manifestation organization, right? Like they literally get people off the earth and into space. Like something that the mind would have never once comprehended, they do it on a regular. Like it's so cool if you think about it. Anyways, so the importance of identity. So I want to share with you just what happened to me when I shifted my identity in September of 2019. So I was in network marketing, right? And when I was in network marketing, I had a daily method of operation. So I had things every day that I did. I posted to social media every single morning. I reached out to 10 people in conversation every single day to talk about my business or my products or my business opportunity. That was my daily method of operation. It was super simple, super easy. Post to social, talk to 10 people. So in the identity that I held before, so I think I'm an okay leader, but I probably could be better. I'm shy, I'm self-conscious, I'm sensitive. I need to be skinny to be successful. That whole identity that I had before, Kathleen before 2020, she created a moderate amount of success, I would say. So I made the same amount of money that I made in nursing. I built a network marketing team. I sold products. I was near the top of the leaderboards doing well. But I wanted to quantum leap my life. So I wanted to blow up my business. I was like, let's do this thing. And so I built a new identity. Who do I need to be to do that? In order to quantum leap my business, in order to quantum leap my life, serve more people, help more people, who do I need to be? And so I started writing things down. And you'll see this in your questions, in your workbook. Who do I need to be? Confident, powerful, influential, a phenomenal leader. I love to sell and I'm so good at it. I'm an elite level salesperson. I recruit people into my business every single day with ease. People want to follow me, people join me, and I help them to achieve success. I am bold. I am daring. I show up. I'm consistent. I am disciplined. Can you feel the energy now of this new version of me I decided to be, which is really just a version that's always been there that I just forgot about? So then I did the exact same things. A social media post every morning, and I reach out to 10 people every day. But when I started to believe that I was the new version, what happened? Insanity happened. Some people wouldn't even believe it to be true. The network marketing company couldn't even fathom what was happening, that they made me leave. Because I just expanded so quickly, so fast. I moved so far out of the realm of limitation and into the infinite realm of possibility that they were like, you got to get out of here, girl. So I changed how I see me, and everything around me changed. And what was so cool was that, network marketing was the vehicle that I was allowing abundance to flow through me. But when I started teaching this material, I knew it was this. So network marketing was that stepping stone into the next iteration of me, into this version of who I am today. And so what ended up happening was I knew that I was no longer going to do network marketing, but out of fear, I stayed. So that old version of me was still there a little bit. She was still a little afraid. What if I let it go? What if I disappoint people? What if people are mad at me or displeased with me if I quit this? What about my team? That fear and that doubt still tied me to the past version. So when they sent me a letter and they said, all these things, I can't even really remember what the letter said, but something along the lines of like, they were accusing me of doing things wrong, and I have 2 weeks to answer to the accusations. And I just said, oh, well, isn't this interesting that this is happening? What is the universe trying to tell me right now? Something I already know? And so, exactly, I manifested the letter. Absolutely. Everything happened according to my consciousness. I'm the cause to my effect. So what the beautiful thing is that the letter came and it gave me an opportunity to say, nope, I know what this letter really means. And so I said goodbye. I said, I will not respond to the letter. I'm just going to say goodbye. And so I left the network marketing industry the end of February in 2020. And the next month was my first $100,000 month. And a year later, we made $12 million in a year. And it wasn't to say that network marketing wasn't good. It was my calling is this. Network marketing might be your calling. Being a real estate agent might be your calling. Owning a marketing firm might be your calling. Being an author might be your calling. But when I stepped into mine and I let go of the things that tied me to the old version of me, that is where I became untethered. I became untethered. And I tell you the numbers so that you can see the example of how your life will shift. But what is so beautiful and so powerful is that it's not about money at all. It's about service. It's about impact. We get very, very emotional here at Diamond Academy because of the impact that we are making. It is very normal for us to cry, to be in tears, to be in deep and profound states of gratitude because we get to hear everybody share every day how much their life has changed, how different they are, how happy they are. Right? Yes, we share our client wins every day. So it's so powerful when you step into the identity, because then the reality will show up. Identity first, reality will show up second. And reality, what is real is what you make real. And how do you make something real? By believing in it, by reacting to it, by giving it your focused attention. That's how you make it more real. So what is the reality that you desire to experience? What would be the identity that would match that reality? And then we're going to reverse engineer it, which is really the way it's done. But most people are starting from this identity and trying to get to a new reality and not changing it all. That's the mechanical, that's the masculine. So when I say manifestation meets business, yeah, we are going to manifest the business of our dreams through the feminine, through the spirituality, through the intellectual reprogramming, through the different movement of your body, but then live in the reality that we desire. So one of the things with our live events is that we always end with a song. And the song always comes to me the morning of. They know to reach out to me in the morning and ask me what the song's going to be. And the song always comes to me in some way or another. And so if you are on YouTube, we have to stop the stream because we don't have the rights to the songs. So I'll tell you what the song is now, though, so you can go play it. And if you want to stay in the energy, just turn this off, go to Spotify or Apple and put this song on. But we're going to end this song together. And I think it's actually a perfect, beautiful song for this because I have never played this song before on a live event. But I hope you feel that it allows you to tap into the energy of desiring to do big things and great things in this world. So it's called Great One by Jessie Reyes, R-E-Y-E-Z. Great One by Jessie Reyes. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about law of vibration, the art of expansion, and taking inspired action. We're going to do guided visualization as soon as we start. So let's not be late. You're going to miss that. We'll do guided visualization. I'm going to teach on those 3 topics. We have an interview, and then I'm going to talk about joining our Diamond Academy family, what options we have available, the new course and program, and then I will talk about Manifest Toronto. So we've got a lot to chat about tomorrow, but let's end this day with great